Everybody, welcome. This is AZD IMC Nation, and today for the next 2 hours, I'm going to be helping you with relationships and communication and anything really in life. I'm going to be using the reference, the Holy Bible and the New Testament, and let's get going. Okay, let's get going. We're going to have great conversations, and we're going to go till 12. If you have friends, people that have questions or anything like that, bring them on, okay? Hold on. Okay, do we have anybody?
Well, I guess it's Ashkabi. I don't know if he wants to speak.
Is there like appointment set, like people that want to talk, guys? So this is what, yeah, okay. So this is what you guys will be doing yesterday for tomorrow or today. Are you doing that? Right. Okay, good. We got people online. We got a golden cross. Looks cool. We have a little demon TXL. We have a good net. Oh, what is that? That's a Shiva God. 12. 1, 2. Well, I'm ready to do this again, so that's good. Let's go. That's nice. Oh, this is cool. It's so cool, you know? You know, wherever you are, when you're listening right now, if you notice where you are and what you're doing, it always feels like this. It always feels like this, right? My brother, who's locked up in jail, got a message from him. If he's sitting in jail right now and he's aware of sitting, it would feel like me being aware of sitting. Now, he might be in a colder environment, but it would still feel like he's sitting. But if his mind got involved that I'm sitting on this and he's sitting over there, now there's a problem. If his mind says you're never getting out, it's a very big problem. If his mind says your family, your friends, it becomes a bigger problem. But when he's sitting there, should he decide to breathe, and if I sit here and breathe, there's no difference between him and I at that moment, right? And if, let's say, the biggest celebrity in the world, right, is in their house, and then they have some kind of an anxiety about a show or a deal or a boyfriend, girlfriend, something, right? Something. They're going to get investigated. When that celebrity is sitting down in anxiety, that will be the same as anybody else sitting down in anxiety, no matter what environment they were in. I want you to see that, right? And when a person is eating filet mignon, distracted, it's the same as someone eating cup of noodles, distracted, because they're not eating. And when someone is eating filet mignon, and when somebody else is having, let's say, spaghetti, and they're both eating it, this guy is not worried about the filet mignon right now. And that spaghetti is motherfucking good. And so is the Kit Kat. And so is the filet mignon. And so is the water. And the person involved in eating has nothing to compare to. Just the enjoyment of eating enjoy. Does that make sense? Right? Good. Now the person reading who's distracted, they could be reading the Holy Bible, or they could be reading a perverted novel. They're distracted, right? But a person reading the Holy Bible is not worried about the porn book. And the person reading the porn book is not worried about the Holy Bible. And both of them are living their lives in that moment. Now, if the person is truly reading a porn book and then he took out his cock and put it in her vagina, as a romance, it's called romance, ladies' romance books, right? They're pornos. Is as she is reading that, right? It's not gonna work for her. As he is reading that, if he's really reading it consciously, he might read it like this. Oh, dang. That's pretty gross. Nasty. Okay. He might read like that because he's reading what's happening and not the images in his mind of vaginas and dicks. Right? So he will have a different experience than the one reading and fantasizing. Reading and fantasizing. And the one reading a Holy Bible, if he's reading it, what it says, so let me just go to the back here. It says, woe, W-O-E. What does that mean? Woe to somebody. Not G-O-O, not that one. Not W-O-A-H, W-O-E.
A popular expression in the Bible used to indicate sorrow or distress.
Like poor you, and you're gonna get it. It ain't good, right? It ain't good. Woe to be Shamir for his unrighteous activity. Everything else that comes in their bullshit world, right? Woe to. So it starts like this. Watch. I'm gonna read it now without fantasizing about it. You might read, woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. That's every girl in Vegas. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. She obeyed not the voice she received, not correction. She trusted not in the Lord. She drew not near to her God. It says her God. Her princes, not princess, princes, prince. Within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bones till the morrow. Tomorrow. Her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary. They have done violence to the law. The just Lord is in the middle thereof. He will not do iniquity. What is iniquity? I-N-I-Q-U-I-T-Y. I-N-I-Q-U-I-T-Y. Iniquity.
Unfair behavior.
What's that?
Wickedness, immorality, or grossly unfair behavior.
Okay. The Lord is amidst there. He will not do iniquity. Iniquity, right? Iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Their lives keep getting worse, no shame, right? Little girl Shamir comes here with no shame. That's that. Her too, the girl, no shame. No shame. They're saying it right here. The Lord is there and judgment is being had every morning. It's brought to light every morning, but no shame from that person, right? Then he says, I have cut off the nations. Their towers are desolate and there's nothing in them. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. There is no man in the city. We're the only ones. I said, surely thou wilt fear me, but thou wilt receive instruction. So their dwelling should not be cut off. Howsoever I punished them, but they rose early and corrupted all their doings. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, Prey. For my determination is to gather the nations. Welcome, IMC Nation. I'm looking for people of all nations to come in. Gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation. What's indignation? This is the Lord talking in this book.
Anger or annoyance provoked by what is perceived as unfair treatment. It's like resentment, distress.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know about this part of the Bible. They don't go over this. But this is exactly who we are, isn't it? I opened it randomly, isn't it? Listen again to the woman, to the streets, to what you're supposed to do. Wait till the rise. Now listen, once again. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, Prey. You know my language when we go out. For my determination, this is the Lord, my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. This is the Lord talking. For then I will turn to the people a pure language. They may call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed shall bring mine offering. In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed, which means gone against, wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them. Rejoice them. Hold on. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty. What's haughty? Haughty. And when you know that, you know why they're called haughties. It's the same.
Superior and disdainful. So like arrogant, conceited, snobbish.
Haughty, but it's actually haughty. Right? Listen, damn is right. For real, they're damned. Listen, we're almost done with the passage. Okay? In that day shalt thou not be ashamed by all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. I will leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of the Lord. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies. Remnant is what's left of Israel. Okay? Nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Sing, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. The Lord hath taken away thy judgments. He hath cast out thine enemy. The King of Israel, even the Lord, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. In that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, fear thou not, and to Zion, let not thine hands be slack. The Lord thy God in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn, which is sad, assembly who are of thee, to whom the reproach, which is when you tell somebody they're wrong and you fix them, you reproach them. To whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time, I will bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, says the Lord. The men in here, is that 100% true for you? Is it? Talk about it, please.
Word for word.
I mean, did we miss one word? Not.
No.
Do you know how long that was, bro?
After that.
See you guys. Where's that? Starting here, you didn't miss one word in your life. Starting here, I went here, I went here, and I went here. And this is, that is so funny. This is Zephaniah 2:9, judgment on Judah.
That's the name on the top of Zephaniah.
Look. Okay, go ahead, Cupid. Talked about it. Can you split screen us? How was that, bro? Do you see that? See how long it is? In your experience of being here and what we do, seriously, is there one word that you didn't?
It's word for word, and you literally just open that passage, and the fact that it's judgment of Judah
and the examples that you used in there, because you even said like one of you is going to be Judah in here, and I mean the whole storyline, the fact that it's never brought up, these passages,
with women?
everything,
Literally, isn't this what we're doing with women?
in the city that we're in.
every piece,
It's
every
not
detail,
that-
yeah, every detail.
Right? So then we have to go again and sit back and go, when you've been here for so long, at what point are you just going to have full faith and just drop it? Right? Seems a little difficult, but how many times, right? How many times? Who else in here? How was it for you? It's called Octavio.
Very accurate. Very accurate.
Did you follow every step?
No, there's parts that I didn't that I did follow.
Yeah.
But definitely from the city we're in to
There were parts that seemed very real to you, right?
yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
It resonated 100%.
And that's exactly right, because that man has been next to this man since day one when we started this. And so it makes sense that he would get because every word is true in this experience for me, right? Who else? Anybody else have it? Huh?
He's known you since 2012, and he's like,
Oh, you must be a new guy, because I had messaged him.
Yes, I am.
He's like, oh, you must be a new guy. I was like, yeah, for sure.
I'm 2.0. All right, do we have anybody else? So anyways, I was saying, if you read that without thinking about it, you'll hear what it says. But if you read that, trying to make sense out of it, you can now read that 1,000 ways or not ever read it to the congregation. Where is this in the Bible? Right? Don't you think as a woman, it's important you know that? Isn't that to you? Isn't this to you? 100% to the women? 100% to the women. Now, you better hope and pray that this book is not real now. That's very interesting, isn't it? You better hope God's not real. After that, you better twist everything and look everywhere so that there's not truth in that. Now, you could do that. But as an experiment, ladies, what if there was a God? And I know you want there to be a God. I know you do. Okay? Because then there will be righteousness, there will be justice, right? So what if there was a God? You don't see him around because of the injustice in the way he's placed. Well, but what if that was true and there was a God and that was what was said, right? Because that's how I read things. I read them as they are, right? So you better pray and hope for your sake, that this is a lie. And that's why a woman will never find truth. Because if that's true, you are so fucked, you have no idea. But I know that. I think they're starting to know that. Right? Like the fact that you would have to hope that this, some of it means something else. That the word Lord doesn't mean God, let's say. That the word my anger, indignation, judgment, hopefully doesn't mean what it says. So literally, you would be praying that there's no God. I think that is beyond amazing to discover that right now. I mean, I discovered it right now by going through it, right? Now, check this out, ladies. For him and for me and for the many people that have been here, this is 100% true, right? So now, there are people who think this is true. And get this, they're actually better than you at everything in life. Myself personally, I know it's true. That's why I sit here doing it, right? And I know for sure any woman online, I'm better than any man you've ever been with or could possibly ever be with. And I know that there's nothing that you know that I would worth anything. I would probably worth shitting more than what you tell me about life. Because shitting at least gets rid of some toxins. What you have to say is just toxic. It's true though. What could a woman tell me anything that I would want to know? Somebody come up with an idea right now. Somebody come up with, we're going to have a serious discussion about something a woman can teach you.
Can I see that passage one more time?
Yeah, look it up. If you come up with something, let me know. Can anybody come up with an idea that we could learn from women? Something worth.
Fashion.
Why do you want fashion? You're not gay. What about a baby? He said something about a baby. What about a baby can I learn from her? Something. What?
Something that she knows that I don't know.
You don't know nothing you don't know about a baby.
Yeah.
She knows it's in her belly.
Yeah.
But that's not important to me. I also know it's in her belly.
She says empathy and nurturing.
Go on. Go unmute and talk about it or come live. Either face or let's dialogue that. Empathy and what?
And nurturing.
Perfect. Go ahead, Yvette. Speak up. Unless you can't because you're at work. Empathy and nurturing from a woman. Here we go. Can you talk or what? Type if you can't talk. You don't have to show your face, but you could speak. I would like to learn. You're working? Obviously not. Definitely we shouldn't listen to you about working, that's for sure. Right? Multitasking. Right. However, this task is incomplete. You've now presented an idea that is not complete. So if you're multitasking some other thing, don't consider this as your multitasking. Can you see that? This is not part of your head of multitasking. And if it is, it's not true because you haven't contributed anything yet. And you've thrown a question now that I'm taking time with that you can't answer. So all you've done so far is say something that there's no way now you could back up. Is there any woman who would like to back her up and teach or talk or tell me or dialogue about learning. Hey, I would love to learn that from a woman. And I would love women to teach that to all the men. I would like to know how that's done.
There are some other comments on the
That would be relevant.
really answering this question.
What is it?
A guy says empathy and another guy says dancing.
Okay, then let's get the guy that says empathy to come on. Who is that? Here you go. How you doing, brother? Split screen.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We're doing good, bro. How you doing?
Good. Just at the gym, but I just got an invite, and so I decided to pop in here. So a woman can teach a couple of things that the men typically struggle with, and that's
Yeah.
empathy. And
Okay.
I feel like masculine men have a level of empathy as they should, but they don't have as much as a feminine energy does, as a woman does. And that's okay, because that's the roles of the man and the woman, right? That is why a man and a woman make such a good combo, right? Especially when raising kids or raising family. And so a woman by itself, I feel as though that, at least in my experience, from the women that I've talked to many times in deep conversations and such, they've helped me realize a level of kindness and a level of empathy to have towards others, more so than I would normally by myself.
I see. And so, do you have these conversations a lot with women, or just like one time, or have you had many conversations with women about this and got that result?
I've had a few. I've had a handful. I wouldn't say,
would you be able to recall? Would you be able to just recall the last one? And can you remember who it was?
Yeah. It was a single mom.
Wait, because I have some questions so that I can answer my thing, right? But first, I have to see what I'm dealing with. So that last person that showed empathy that you talked to, was it a deep conversation?
It certainly was.
Great. And was this had at a restaurant or a gym or a coffee shop or home?
It was at a restaurant.
Where?
At a
Okay.
restaurant.
Was it like, it was a date or a girlfriend, or just you were at a restaurant talking to someone?
No, just a good friend of mine that I met while going out dancing. So I box and I also dance, couples dancing, not like club dancing, right?
No.
And so I have the opportunity of familiarizing myself and interacting with a lot of different types of women. And one of which I asked her, hey, you want to go to brunch sometime just to catch up, get to know each other a little bit. It wasn't necessarily a date. And boy, oh boy, she had a heart of gold. She was kind.
Wow.
She wasn't fake. You know how you can tell those women who spout off a bunch of shit?
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, I think that
So this last girl, because I think you're onto something here, okay? This
Yeah.
last girl that you remember, right? I'm gonna ask you a question, but it's just for experiment cases. We're a bunch of men here right now. We're healthy men. Like we work out and dance and things like that. Do you think that last woman you spoke to, would it be fair to say that physically, all of us would like to have sex with her?
I'd say 80% of us. Yeah.
And the
I mean,
the 20% who wouldn't, why would they choose not to?
those
Just have sex.
20%, right. Straight up 20%, I'd say that it's typically those who will only have sex or relations with a literal perfect model body, which she didn't. She's a mom, but she's still in shape relatively.
She's hot.
That's why I
We
say
would all
80%.
80% of us would definitely want to have sex with her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to pause that. Is there anybody else before her that you've had this type of conversation with that you recall?
I would say I've had it a couple of times before and after her, because that conversation I had with her just sticks out to my mind a lot because it was a long conversation. And that happened probably 6 months ago.
Right. Is there another person like her that you recall that you would remember who it was?
Yeah, there is.
Good. Okay, that one. Was that in a restaurant or somewhere else? What context were you in?
We were outside of the gym. And
I see.
she's actually one of my really good friends. She works out in the gym, not with me, but same gym. And she knows how to give, 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 give. She just lost her mother, and 2 days before her 30th birthday party that she was supposed to have, but instead she, on her birthday, buried her own mother. I mean, that's sad, but
That is
um,
sad.
yeah, extremely. But
And so that
she's a very
that
strong
woman,
girl.
that woman outside the gym, right? Is it fair to say that 80% of us would also want to have sex with her?
I'd say 100%.
Okay. So now, has there been a woman that you've taken advice from who we wouldn't want to have sex with?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Go to one of
There's a
those.
lot.
Go to one of those. One of those you remember now.
Okay.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Where was that one? Where was that conversation taking place at?
Well, are you saying a woman that I would want to, but
No,
did not get
no.
any?
I'm saying us. We all agreed. The first girl, we would 80%. Second girl, 100%. Now, is there a girl where 80% of us would not want to have sex with that you've had this deep conversation with so far?
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple of ones that I've had great conversations with, but
Let's take one of those.
like,
Let's take one. Take one. Yeah. Those. Take one of those you remember like the other ones. Okay, this will be a fun experiment. Take one of those. You got one?
yeah,
Where was that conversation had?
outside in a parking lot, outside of a dance venue.
I see. And that one, who was that person? That one was your friend at the gym. That one's a great friend. Who is this one now? This ugly little
Another.
beast.
She's a good dancer, I'll tell you that. And she's really funny.
What?
But
What? Oh.
yeah, she's a good dancer. I'm saying.
Wait.
But
Hold on. She's a good dancer. Is she fat?
no,
Does she have a nice body? Hold on.
I'd say half and half.
Okay, she's like chub. What's wrong with her? If she's not fat, she dances. What's wrong? Come on. She have like one small tit.
I think it's just
Fuck
her
her
face.
face. I'm not trying to have sex with her face. I want to know, neck down, are 80% of us going to be like, I would hit that?
All right, fine. I think we'd all agree to hit that. If she's a butterface that we're talking about, then that's a thing.
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to get at, okay, brother? Is
Sure.
that when a man, okay, maybe not you, but when a man normally has a conversation with a girl over a period of time, deep in his heart, he wants to have sex with her normally. And that's why he spends so much time talking to her. Now, if he wants to have sex with her, of course he doesn't want to have sex with trash if he's a righteous man. So she's
Right.
gonna say words with good sound and emotion because her mom or whatever. And he's going to see the goodness in her because he's good. He wants to fuck her. He's not a creep. He wants to get to know her. And as she talks, he starts liking her because wow, like that's a great girl. Now, the finer she is, the more I would want to, as a man, like her because damn, like, see how fine she is? And she spent 40 minutes talking to me, and it was deep, shared a lot of secrets. We're very close. We go out. And so this, for me, as a man, on the average man, myself, I'm an average man, this guy would be thinking, I'm going to have sex with her. And if this man thought that that's not going to lead into sex, I like for sure it's not going to lead into sex. Either she looked like a troll, like but you haven't gotten advice from a troll. However, the thing is, I'm talking about women, not just the fine ones at the gym, right? And those fine ones, I don't think personally that if I'm at the gym, I would want to spend time afterwards talking to a girl for 40 minutes unless I want to fuck her. And if I'm dancing and I finish dancing, I don't think I would spend another 10 minutes talking about something else when I just spent all that time dancing. I need to get on with my fucking life. If I probably have sex with her as part of my life, and on and on and on. I don't think a man spends any time with a woman anywhere unless he wants to have sex with her. What do you think about that? In his heart.
I agree 90% of that. There's a lot of women, maybe not a lot, maybe the 10% of women that I'm in contact with consistently that
Yeah.
I would never want to have sex with, of course, but I like the company of them for maybe 10, 30 minutes, on and off the dance floor and such. It's just a matter of people in my circle.
So on those other ones with the 30-minute increment times, right? Have you tried talking to them and see if they have empathy and good advice or no?
I only get in those deep conversations typically if it's with
Yeah.
someone that I have,
Sex with.
I would say not. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Interest
Right.
in any level, in any
Exactly.
capacity.
No. Interested in sex only, actually. What do you think about that?
Well, if it's just straight up having sex with someone without thinking of anything else, then I typically would not try to have those types of dark, deep conversations, typically, because I want to
Well,
connect with the person. I want that emotional connection.
because by connecting with her, you hope that she's gonna have sex with you, because that's the end result. So she could cut that conversation at any point and say, "I want to fuck you," and I'm not gonna be like, "We have to talk right now and talk later." I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, actually, yeah, that's what's going on." So the thing is, a man is seeking sex from a woman, most of the time, maybe not all the time, okay, but it seems to be
Right.
the average, right? And so he has never had a chance to see if what she's saying is valid or not, because he's thinking with his other head and he's reading into her body, into her sexuality. And when she's not that fine, like you said, I wouldn't take the time to even find out if you're fucking got any empathy or whatever. Why? Because I'm not trying to fuck you. However, that wouldn't be really me trying to see if there's empathy, because it's colored by sex, and sex colors everything, right? Now, it's interesting that you said, and I know you're working out, so please cut me off anytime when we talk later, okay? You decide when this ends. Is that fair? So I don't have to think about
That's totally fair. I do want to have a quick thing. So on Friday, I was traveling for work, right? And I hooked
Yeah.
up with a lady, and she was real fine. And I ended up having a deep conversation. I say it with quotations because obviously my intent was to sleep with her. And
Now we're
obviously
talking.
she came to me, right. And now she came to my hotel room. So it's like, hello. She
Yeah,
obviously
hello.
wanted it as well. Right.
Well, hold on.
However, I made her.
I'm not gonna say that about her. I know a lot more about women. I'm actually really good at getting women, right? So it's not,
Right.
I'm not gonna agree yet. She wanted sex, because many women will show up to many places not for sex. But I do agree that you're thinking for sure, yeah, come on now, obviously, bitch. So let's
Well,
worry about her a little bit.
okay, sure. So I'll
Yeah,
tell you,
good.
I ended up having a really, I wouldn't say a deep conversation, but a medium deep conversation,
Mhm.
where we talked a lot, where we connected heart to heart. But it's obvious that I kind of felt like a snake afterwards, But at the same time, she came to my hotel room, so it was very consensual.
No
Um,
truer word you said. That was great. Yeah,
that's
you're
not what
right.
I just said. I said I felt like a little bit of a snake because even though everything I said was completely correct and true about my feelings and about, I was teaching her some things, and she was like,
Yeah,
"Man, I never realized this or that," and then we
yeah.
connected, and then boom, had it, and then
Hold on, and
she peaced
then
out.
wait, and then she left without sex.
No, we had sex. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
thank God. Thank you, Lord.
Of course,
Okay,
that's
I
what
feel
I'm
better.
saying.
I thought if she had left, man, that would have been so upsetting for me. Okay,
No,
so
brother, no. She left good.
oh,
She was happy
nice,
about it.
nice. So then, what's this parable like? What's the story about? What are
What
we
I'm
going through?
saying, what I'm saying is that sometimes if if sex is the goal,
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta at least open the heart a little bit and let her see that you have that empathy so that she can relate because women have more empathy than men. That's what I'm trying to say.
but how do you know that though?
Turning it
How do
back.
you know? How do you know that? By having conversation with women you want to have sex with? Because that's so far your data where you got it from. And that's valid if you say that's where I got it from, or if it's somewhere
It is.
else. I have not experienced that, just so you know. I've experienced
Really.
something masked as empathy, but I don't think it's empathy, right? So where have you observed this empathy besides those conversations with hot women you want to have sex with? Anywhere else? How do you know they have empathy? How do you know that?
That's a good point because it was just simply talk. right? It's not that I actually
Right, right,
saw empathy, right?
right.
So
No,
that's a good
good.
point. That's a good
It
point.
is a good point. Right. Awesome, man. You're very logical. I love that. So
Yeah.
great. So you and I can just know that for right now, right? Is that
Right.
it may be true what you say, but maybe a little more research, right? So now I'm gonna go into my research and then we'll continue. Is that cool? That was great. Thank you.
Sure. Sure.
Awesome. Okay, let's go full screen again. Let me
I'm
continue
gonna
with
mute
this.
myself.
Okay. Thank you. So that was great, right? You guys see that?
Yeah.
Here's a man who actually is looking, and we've seen when men don't talk like that, right? And that's nice. That's nice. Also, he said what we all know, felt like a little bit of a snake. Okay. Now, girls, either a man will actually feel bad by offering you an extra, either his motion will make him feel bad after he gets sex from you, or he won't care. If he doesn't care, his heart is way too dark to be around. He should have some shame because he does feel like a snake or creepy or a pervert, like because he wants to have sex and he's doing this so that you know he's not a bad guy, right? Which makes sense because a good guy would do that. But a bad guy, when you leave, will be very no responsibility. He's scored. He just got the sex, right? I think that's what we need to say about that right now. Maybe we can all learn empathy and whatever sweetness from women. I personally have nothing to learn from a woman. She hasn't taught me anything. And she has actually completely destroyed anything that I've listened to her on, just so you guys know. So I'm a man who will sit here and admit this freely that women are clueless, confused, and actually spawns of Satan. How's that? Right? And that just like that passage said, I'm a man of God, and I would like her to stop being filthy, actually, because I do love women just like you and you and you and you and you, right? And God made woman so I could enjoy my time on earth with her. I could share the fruits that God has. You know, no matter how hard a woman works, a man will beat her in business, no matter what, right? No matter how hard she works in basketball, he'll beat her, right? She was given a different fruit. She was given the one fruit, which is take his seed and raise it for him. That's clearly not available to us, right? And we see how stupid men look when they try to get pregnant and dumb shit like that, right? I mean, it's just talk about just grossness. So anyways, she was designed by God or nature or science. It doesn't make a difference. Her nature is not designed to compete at all because she has never competed. Her information about life is very small. Men go out and compete in everything. So when they fail, their failure is given to them by not getting what they were going for. So they, if they become successful, have to strategize and move around to still get what they want, which is what they're doing with sex too. Right? So a woman, if she really wants to enjoy her life, should simply date her man and nothing else. Right? The guys are nodding. If you want the code for a woman, how to just have a great time with your man, then you every time you see him, even if you're going to be at home with no makeup, you are on a date with him because he's always in business. He's always doing his own business, whatever that is, right? And you don't want to be another business. You don't want to be another piece of work. He no longer wants to be working if he's with a girl. So one day, a prostitute will take your place as his wife. You get it? Because men that are seeking anything from women, those men end up being terrible men, terrible fathers, terrible husbands, terrible boyfriends. And women hate men like that. They hate men like that, despise them. That's why they destroy them. Okay? So that's for the women. For the men, when you see your girl, you insist on a date. Otherwise, there's no reason to hang out with her. What, are you going to learn something from her? Or babysit her? Or she's just there to ruin your peace? Right? I had a girlfriend come over the other day, and I said to her, be quiet, shut your mouth. I don't want to know. I don't care. For about an hour and a half. Can you believe that? Shut up. You go, well, that's rude. No, it's not. It's rude to come into my space when I have this much time between my work. And if you want to come over, but don't fuck up my peace. You can share in the peace, in the space, do whatever the fuck you want. That's when you can see me fine. But don't fuck with my peace. Don't come here with problems. Right? You guys see the difference? And what happens is when you want sex, you're going to solve those problems because she came over for an hour and a half to have sex. We didn't have sex. I've seen it 3-4 times we haven't had sex. We'll have sex when we have sex, whatever, dude. But since I'm not seeking sex when she's there, then I can clearly see that you need to be quiet now. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Not even about your kid at all. I don't. I care about that fucking show I'm watching. Now, this sounds harsh, okay? I didn't lose my girlfriend. And what I got was a text with, later, thank you for telling me to be quiet. If I ever come over, I'm not even going to talk. I'm just going to enjoy my company there and relax. Good. You understand? We're supposed to enjoy the dynamic of man and woman, and ain't nobody enjoying the relationships. They either don't have it or they hate it. I enjoy my relationships all the time because I'm not wanting empathy or sympathy or fuck you. I don't. What do you want from me? Nada. Why am I here? Because you're hot. But if you are hot and stupid, you leave. So you're hot and you like me. Why are you here? Why are you here? Because you're hot and you like me. If you're here and you don't like me and you're hot, you can't be here. With my own girlfriends, if I feel something negative, that was the last breakup I had. You cannot have a drop of my golden time that I spend with God for you. If you have a problem with me, or guys around here, or guys in the fucking car, right? Everybody's a man. Go live your own fucking life, right? You're a woman. Go get another fucking man. Don't worry about it. But you can't be around me and not like me. What the hell is that? You all right? Did I mistreat you somewhere? Where? When you told me to shut up, I meant it. You should shut up. That's why you're fucking crazy. Right? Someone should tell you to fucking shut up. Where's your ex? All right. So anyways, we're here to balance out the man and the woman so we could actually enjoy our lives. Okay? I enjoy my life. I wouldn't want anything else. I'm so blessed. And all those other great words. Grateful. You know, instead of doing a 5-minute gratefulness exercise, you could just start being grateful. When you can see your life, you can be grateful for it. If you could see it, you could be grateful for it. Okay, now, once you see it, you go, how can I be grateful for this? We should see how you got there. You should see all the wrong choices you made to get there and how you're still making wrong choices to make sure those other wrong choices don't break. Okay? You got to break it all. Okay? Break it all. So anyways, all right. Anybody online want to talk?
Yeah, we have, let me see if I say his name right. It's a guy from Persia.
Hey.
Kamran?
Yeah.
Kamran.
یارش سلام خوبی
خب این صدا من اونجا در میاد.
آره عالی.
اکو میکنه، نمیخوام صدامو بشنوم. میتونی صدامو قطع کنی؟ درست شد درست شد درست شد. آقا چطوری؟
خوبی
باید
مرسی خوب.
باید کم حرف بزنیم برای اینکه همه آمریکایی حرف میزنن، میدونی انگلیسی حرف میزنن. واسه همین فقط بگو چطوری، وضع چیه؟
مرسی. مشکلی که دارم این اوورتینکم کلا نسبت به حرف
بله
آدم خیلی همش فکر
بله
میکنم دیگه از
بله
زندگی مثلا یه اکشنی انجام میده میام خونه میگم چرا این حرفو نزدم، چرا این کار نکردم، هی فکر موقع غذا خوردن فکر میکنم راجع به این اکشن، نمیدونم
بله.
چیکار کنم. دو اینکه یه مشکلی که دارم رابطه نداشتن و اون خودارضایی است که خیلی اذیتم میکنه، نمیدونم چیکار کنم.
بله
این دو تا مشکل دارم.
میدونی این همه تو زندگی اینطوری هستن، میدونی یا نه؟ میدونی فقط تو نیستی، میدونی بغلت هر کی وایسه اونطوری فکر میکنه یا نه؟ میدونی همه میرن خونه همه فکرشون اینطوریه، یا فکر میکنی فقط خودت هستی؟
فکر میکنم فقط منم.
نه. No way. No way. He's saying that his problem is he overthinks, right? He's always overthinking. And then I said to him, do you know that that's a problem that every person has? Or do you think it's a problem you have? He just answered, no, I don't know that. I think I'm the only one that overthinks. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. آقا همه اینجا همون مثل شما هستن، همه آدمیزاد. فقط شما چون که با کسی حرف نمیزنی نمیدونی اینو. من هر روز با مردم حرف میزنم. یه کاری که من کمک میکنم مردم اینه که فقط از فکرشون در بیان، ولی این چیزی نیست که میتونی یه روز بکنی. میدونی باید نگاه کنی وقتی که زندگی داری میکنی این فکرها از یه جایی داره میاد. باید اول بدون که همه این پرابلم دارن، این وضع دارن، اوکی؟ و ورزش میکنی یا نه؟
انگیزه ندارم، دوست دارم ورزش کنم ولی یه روز انجام میدم یه روز انجام نمیدم.
ورزش بکن. آره نمیدونم به چی بگم. همه این پرابلم دارن، ولی وقتی اگر میخوای درست کنی اینو باید همینطوری باید چیزایی که من درس میخونم درس بخونی، یواش 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 بری، ولی باید بدونی که این چیزه مثل این یه چیزی که درست نیست. آدم نباید اینقدر فکر بکنه. نه
خیلی
اینکه
فکر
فکرها،
میکنم من دائما
آره
فکر
فکرها
موقع
خوب
غذا
نیست، ولی
خوردن
فکرها
موقع راه
خوب نیست.
رفتن
ولی
دیسترکشن ایجاد میشه.
فکرها خوب نیست، فکرها بده. ولی آدم راجع به خودش فکر بد نمیکنه، یعنی این فکر از یه جای دیگه اومده. فکر خودته. چرا فکر خودت داره خودتو میزنه هی؟ یعنی فکر شما نیست. خداوند آدمو درست نکرد که خودش رو بزنه. خداوند آدمو درست کرد که بره توی زمین کار خدا رو بکنه. کار خدا چیه؟ این نیست که بره مدرسه، بره کار بگیره، هر روز کار بکنه، پول بسازه، بشینه خونه فکر بکنه. این چی؟ مثل شیطان اینه. این چیه؟ Okay?
شیطان.
Yeah. God didn't create man to sit there with his thoughts to kick his own ass every day so that he can go to work and make money, hate that, come back, kick his ass every day. That sounds like Satan. What he created man for was to come, never, ever doubt, fear, and to do what? Enjoy earth. Not enjoy Netflix. Enjoy earth. The fruits of earth are here. There's a lot of nice things, okay? And if you're like in a city like this, that's what I'm saying. Do you see those women? They're the fruits of God. You're supposed to enjoy them, right? And when you eat that food, even if it's a sushi, cut up and chopped and shipped from Japan. The fish was made by God. So you're still enjoying the fruits of the earth while you're thinking about the money in the menu. And where is the chef? Fuck the chef. Okay? Then, whatever you do next, if you're driving a car, you're supposed to enjoy driving the car. Why? Because human beings, inspired somehow, were able to figure out using intelligence that was given by God to make a vehicle so you and I can travel faster, listen to music. We don't need to admire the car so much, right? We can appreciate the fruits of being human beings as obviously God's greatest creations on earth. We're much greater than dogs, cats, trees, birds. We are mankind. Mankind is the proprietor of earth. He was given the sea, the fish. He was given the land and the birds and all that so that he, with Eve, could do what? Multiply earth. Not fuck her 6-7 times a day so that he could feel that sensation of release, right? Sex for God was simply have children, what? To have more people to enjoy this with. You two will do fine, but you do way better with a family. When you take your kids then, and you have to worry about school, what they wear, what TV, when you take your kids then in that land that God created, after you show her how to enjoy earth, now you have a kid. Now watch the kid grow up with a mother and a father that are here to have the kid enjoy earth. Then this kid goes to school with that kid, and he has the right parents, and they together enjoy playing. And when the teacher says some dumb shit, they both stop the teacher. He says, little Yogi Chris, would you like to beat up the teacher or talk to the teacher? Otherwise, I'm going to kill the teacher. And then he says, just talk to the teacher, right? Because these are righteous boys. They don't need to be taught shit except from their father. Why are kids learning from everyone except their dads? It's bullshit. Okay? Go to full screen. Allah, خیلی ممنون. برگرد باز
آره
کنم،
چه
okay?
کتابی پیشنهاد میکنی؟
چی؟
چه کتابی بهم پیشنهاد میکنی برای خوندن، برای شروع؟ از کجا شروع کنم؟
چه کتابی؟ کتابی که من الان دارم استفاده میکنم اینه. چون که تو ایران هستی، قرآن.
قرآن بخونم؟
بله. ولی نذار بگن معنیش چیه. فقط بخون. برای خودت بخون. وقتی که فکرت قرآن بردار بخون.
فارسیشو بخونم؟
کجایی میخوای بخونی؟ آمریکایی میخوای بخونی؟
آخه عربی نوشته.
ولی عربی میتونی بخونی یا نمیتونی؟
نه.
پس فارسی بخون دیگه. He says, should I read in Farsi? I'm like, English? He says, written in Arabic. I said, do you read Arabic? I said, no, then read in Farsi. Come on. Okay, آقا من بعد با کسی دیگه حرف بزنم. Okay. خداحافظ. Frozen?
مرسی 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 مرسی.
خیلی ممنون. خیلی ممنون. Okay, next. Man, I love doing this. I didn't want to do this at all. I didn't want to do this. I did not want to do this at all. I really want to do it right now. You know what I mean? That's why you shouldn't make decisions. Because it shifts, right? And you're always deciding later. Like you should never decide what you want to eat. That was now. You're going to eat in 5 hours. Right? You could say pizza sounds good. 7 o'clock, let's see if you want pizza. Right? Like we could do that, but you're not attached because it changes, man. I've experienced too many times teaching, not wanting to teach. okay, at all. I've experienced too many times going out, not wanting to go out, and then being glad I went out, right? And vice versa. Like, I'm ready to go out. Why did I fucking come out? Right? I'm ready to go out tonight, or I really want to teach this class, and it becomes like the most terrible class I've ever taught. Everyone's like fucked up, and I'm like, what the fuck, right? Because I'm going in there with a personal desire and not just observing what the fuck is going on. That's why I never had lesson plans, because they don't work. I tried, they don't work. Okay, good. Who's next? Who next?
Nobody lined up, but I have a question.
Yeah, question from Cap.
So,
Oh man, hey, the question chose him.
Jason, I don't have a question.
There's a question,
It
yeah.
revealed to me this question. So I go through this where I come to the light, I'm bright, and then something I get affected by something.
Yeah.
So my question is, what are your thoughts on somebody that, me or anybody, that they seem to come to the light, they get very bright, they're positive, they know God, and then I don't know where the next day or sometime they turn dim.
Yeah.
They get shady.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Well, I can only give my opinion right now, and then we're going to look in the book, okay? In my opinion, because just so you guys know, I have not experienced that in months now, consistently around these guys. And I've gone through anything, right? So I don't dim anymore. I will feel something is wrong. I don't dim. Something is not right. Why? I'm losing my peace.
Right.
So the first thing I do is check to see right here. This little bracelet is a good reminder for me, right? I check to see if am I trying, something is wrong. I'm not, fuck. Okay. Is it my will I'm trying to exert? Normally, right here, I catch that. And I normally just sit back. My little bracelet says God's in control. It's not that I need that to know that. But I sit back and I go, all right. What if I didn't want anything right now? And I can go there very fast because it's just a thought, right? But I want something. No, but what if I didn't? What if I didn't? Okay. All right, be at 0 point, neutral. Now ready? I'm giving you guys my inner process. It goes very quick. I'm just going through it slower. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Exert. I don't want to teach. I'm too tired. You know, body problems. Right? Motherfucker, what am I trying to do here that I'm not able to do? Oh, sit back. All right. First of all, what if I wanted absolutely nothing right now? Now I still want something. Still want something. Okay, now, what was my problem? Well, first of all, the problem goes away, but what was my problem? Let's say it was, I don't want to teach. Now I'm 0. So, okay, I don't want to teach. What's interesting right now is those words don't register for some reason. You get that? Now, does this happen all the time? I didn't think that was going to happen. I was running through something here to see what would happen. But normally this happens, like it happened, that happened last night whenever we were going to field. Whenever it was just like, gee, what the fuck, bro? Can't even get into this, right? So, okay, let me tell you. We're going to go out. When we go out at night, right, we have our own agenda. And it's not what everybody thinks, right? We're not trying to get pussy. We're not trying, we have our own agenda, okay? And so in order for that to happen, it would be kind of like, let's say in the car was Yogi, Chris, and Fernando, Sultan, and Gio, right? The mood for us is like if we're going to go, if you've done martial arts or anything, we're going to go to a tournament right now. And we're the all-star team. Everyone knows when we arrive. We go to the same places and everyone knows these guys are the guys. They're a sharp team. We drive out like that. Ready? And anybody who's ever fought or competed knows you better get in state because this shit's going down. Okay? Now I'm the champion of this every night. And I'm going to put up my belt again every night. Ready? I'm training everyone to take the belt. That's the game we play among each other, right? Well, for example, when I was younger, 16, 17 years old, which seems like right now, just so you know, you're in timeless. It's just that. My best friend and I, we would go out downtown San Jose and try to get as many phone numbers from girls, as many makeouts from girls, see if we could possibly finger them. Sex was kind of out of the question at that time for some reason, right? It wasn't like, it didn't register. So him and I would go out on a mission, right? There was cruising in San Jose. There was so many people, all kinds of things happened. There was just so many people at the time. And so while we would drive, we would play our music, and then we would drive and park at the beginning of downtown. And we're like, you ready? Ready? Get out. And then we would walk, and him and I would have a contest. Because at the end, we would have little phone numbers. We'd throw it out, how many you got, how many you got. This one's fake. And then that's the game him and I played, literally, right? Then we got really good at it, and we're competing against each other until we walk up and there's like 4 cholos there with girls. Now we're on the same team again. So now we go in and try to get those girls. We'll go to party a few times. I only went to one party, but gatherings, right? So that was what we did, right? All right, now we're going out. I'm the champ, but I'm going to be competing against my friends just like before, okay? Because we love wrestling, right? If he's the champ in wrestling and we're on the same team, I'm going to try to beat him every day, right? But I also want him to be the best because we're on the same team. So I don't want to beat a bunch of pussies. In fact, I want the biggest monsters to train with. So when we go out, my training partner is much stronger than that guy. Am I right in all this? You're a champion, right? He's a champion wrestler. Let's put him and I split screen. He's been a champion in everything he's done, and I've been a killer in everything I've done. What does that mean? He literally went and got all the championships. I literally went and destroyed every system that I got the black belt in. I went to the top of it and I said, not that, this, right? So when we're going in the car, I put up the belt. A couple of nights ago, by the time I enter the vehicle to go to our tournament, by the time I enter for the fight, I'm fully warmed up. I'm ready to go. And I just now gotta, stay warmed up before the fight. I can't cool off into a conversation that cools me off, and I can't heat the way up, so I go there drained. I have to, there's a thing that the fighter suddenly will get up and start moving around when he was sitting too long, right? Or he's too much in conversation and he's like, I gotta go over here. And then he goes by himself and lays down for a second, right? So the fighter before the fight is always just preparing to be at his best, right? And we do this shit very seriously. So we're going out, and this fighter feels like he just had a home-cooked meal from his mom, was watching TV, some cartoons, and he gets in the car, and everybody's fucking suited up for the championship wrestling, and he's like, oh, shit. I better get in state. Oh, damn. I'm a normal person going with champions. So during that time, I am doing everything I can to make this shit happen. The car is getting closer and closer to our tournament, and I'm like, fuck. Until I realized this, and then sit back. But then it wasn't complete because I'm sitting back hoping.
You realize this, that you weren't
that I'm trying so hard, and it's like, man, is it my will? I'm trying to keep the belt. Is it about me or the belt?
Did you feel like you were losing your peace in that?
I was a regular guy. That's all I can say. So that I don't know how else to say. I was a regular human being who was really fast. I was a sharp human being, but I don't go out there as a human being. I'm going out as a champion Samson or whatever the fuck it is, right? So at some point I sit back and I'm like, all right, this is a little bit better, but I can still see that nagging thought, and my eyes want to open to see how close we are to the destination. I can tell where we're turning. Oh, we're getting really close. So I'm obviously still fucked up until I go, well, you know what? Nothing has been wrong so far in everything, right? Tonight, it's supposed to be this. Whatever, let's go. And I go, all right, this is what I'm supposed to do tonight. like whatever that means. Let's go. Let's see what it is. I come to peace with it, right? No song is working. Nothing is working. I'm at peace with it. I notice suddenly, you would really get this, all this extra energy tension. It's not even physical at this point. I see a structure inside being held. I notice it. My body relaxes completely. When it fully relaxed, I saw all the structure. Suddenly the music moved in. All right. It's on now. So my way of dealing with the darkness is what I said in the first thing. Just sit back and let the light do it. But the tricky part is, it's just that, right? So when you guys feel yourself get dark, just stop. There's a personal ego beginning to appear. In mine, it's beginning to appear. Maybe in other people, it's there, it's activated.
Yeah, I think I catch it.
Right. And it'll, what I'm saying, I again caught it so late. I caught it like way by the fucking thing, like, whoa. But once you catch it, you don't care anymore. No more judgment. That's it. Cool. We're back. And then I have to experience it again today, teaching.
How important is it to, like, if you're on a team, you're going out and you're in a group or you're in class or something, like you're around people and they're your team, they're your unit. How important is it to update other people?
So I updated you guys.
Right. Yes. So would you talk about that and why? And
you know, the thing is, we have like positions in our group.
I don't know if this is too advanced.
No, it's fine. From my who I am in the relationship to everybody, I had to turn on and say, everybody, turn down the music. These are my words to them, okay? It makes sense to us. I said, I'm a regular person right now, an ordinary person. I have nothing special going on right now. Just so you all know, this is a regular dude who's very smart and knows shit. But this is not how I am normally. So I don't know how it's going to be, but you all need to know this is a regular motherfucker right here. It could be like we're going to a tournament. I'm like, I have diarrhea. So if you guys see me suddenly running into the bathroom, right, they can't know about it because we're competing. I'm letting you all know that the competitors will maybe, but if you are registering me weak, I don't want you to think I'm lying. I am weak to trying. You as my team don't get fooled because you'll lose respect for who I am right now. Okay? Now you may still lose respect when it's all over, but at least you know what I'm doing inside. So I, from my position, will speak. Okay? Let's say I'm going to talk to my niece and I just heard some really bad shit. From my position to my niece, if we're going to be hanging out, I would have to tell her, look, something happened that has nothing to do, blah, blah, blah. Normally, when we talk blah, blah, right now, this, I really want to do it. But if I seem distracted, that's what it is. Okay. I'm just going to, because people will start to see something incongruent in you. That is what I'm handling. Okay. I just want you to know, like, I'm aware of what's going on in here and I'm handling it and I'll update you as needed. But if I can't, and it's like, let's say you're a guy or a girl who still has a lot of emotions and you see it bubbling, it'll be a good time to say, this is going on. Okay?
Did you say they sell a lot of emotion?
You still have a lot. Yeah. At some point you want to do this path, you won't. So you still have a lot of emotions and it's bubbling up. You're in an argument. It's about to get heated up. You're about to lose your shit. Time to say it. I'm about to lose my shit. I'm going to walk away. Blah, blah. I have to walk away now. This is why I'm walking away. I'm going to continue. But right now it's steam level 100. Okay? I'm not running from the conversation. I am going to blow up and it's going to be all bad. Right? So it's a good idea to update people, I think, right? That's all. Okay, good. Next. I feel like this is boring. Is this boring?
No.
A little bit? No? Okay. All right.
I was reading about a suppressive person. Suppressive person in Scientology.
It's a very specific thing. So right now, your minds went suppressive person and you thought you knew what it was. It's not. It's like surgery. Okay. This is so you're going to later have to learn how to speak that without saying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go on.
So Yeah, I don't understand it fully. I don't understand the concept when it comes to Scientology, because I know there's another definition of
Because you
it.
didn't study it. What did you read? How much did you read about it?
Whatever was on the Scientology website about it, it was like maybe 3 paragraphs.
That's not enough to know about a suppressive person.
Yeah.
Okay. I've done courses this big for months to know just what that word means. And that's why I said that. So here's the thing, drop it. You don't know it. You guys get it? You don't know it. Don't use what you don't know. 3 paragraphs in a fucking website could go suck my dick any day. All right? 10 pages on a website could suck my dick any day. So don't worry about it. Not even a question. But if you could put it outside of those terms, I can answer it. But no more Scientology. So if you weren't going to say Scientology, what was it you were trying to deal with that you looked that up? You were trying to deal with a situation feeling suppressed, meaning dimmed, smaller, pushed around, what?
Yeah, when talking to somebody that, yeah, when you're speaking with somebody.
So here's the question now. I have an answer for this now.
Oh, sorry. Here, this is. Yeah, when you're speaking with somebody and the words that they're saying aren't negative,
Okay.
but whatever behind the words, there's something negative that they're like, they're trying to.
We all experience that.
Yeah. So what do you do? Like, what do
Why are
you?
you such a bitch about it? Who cares?
I mean, I don't.
I thought you were a man. So they have a bad intention talking to you.
Yeah.
Now what? Why is that such a big deal to a man? Why would that be a big deal to me? That somebody talking has a bad intention. And why would I keep talking? I can keep it social, right?
Yeah.
When I'm out, there's very few people that have good intention towards me, but I keep it very social. But why do I need to get any more involved than that with that if I perceive that?
Yeah, I haven't been through that. I don't know what to really do in that situation. It's not that I'm.
But what is there to do when somebody has a bad intention talking to you, you catch it, you're going to keep it social? Why should that affect me? Like, why should that affect me after that? Any further than that?
It's because I go through the conversation with them and then I realize afterwards what was happening.
Well, then the answer is realize before words. Okay? Realize before words what's happening. Okay?
Yeah.
So once you realize it, any man hurt by another man's words or emotions is not a man. All right? Any man hurt by a girl's words or emotions is not a man. That is just so weird to say that it's like weird. Like, it's just weird, right? What do I say when a man has bad intentions and is talking to me? What do? I don't know. Why is it important? Now, you have to sit there and dialogue for 2 hours. I would say, why would you talk for 2 hours to someone who has that? Oh, I'm on a panel debating against atheists. Well, then what the fuck? Debate against the fucking guy who has a thing against you. But if I'm out and Yogi, Chris, and I talking and he has a problem with me and I start picking it up, cool. We can keep it short and social for now. Right? Cool. If that problem continues, depending on the relationship, I may have to say something or I may never have to say anything. Right? But once you guys look at it from this perspective, why does it matter? Can you answer that? Why does it matter? What another man thinks of you. If he's not in relation to, we're doing something. So there's the fucking coach. He thinks that your dribbling sucks. I get that. But that's not the context. It's just social.
Thinking about me, it's
what?
He's like asking some question or there's a question that he's asking me.
Yeah.
That's he doesn't really want to know the answer to the question.
So
and I'll answer. That's the thing is I answer it.
Why are you answering that? Answer something out here. Give me a question, okay, that would be like that. And watch, I can answer it for 10,000 miles every time. Go ahead. What's something somebody says, what is it that they don't mean or whatever the fuck it is? You want to know if this is the water that belongs to you. But you don't want to ask, okay? So you can ask me about whatever he needs to know sneakily, have a conversation. He wants to know whether or not this was his that I took. He doesn't want to be rude or whatever. And he's not going to just tell me. He's going to try to get it from me without, right? Is that right? Is that how it would be the conversation? They're trying to get something, do they say something else? Or they're trying to give me something, saying something else. There's a difference.
It's almost like they're trying to. Yeah, they're trying to.
make you wrong by asking the question.
Do they want something from me or do they want to give me something? That's how you guys have to look at the conversation. Are they seeking in this conversation to take something from me without telling me what it is they're trying to take? Or are they trying to give me something, pretending it's something else? That would be the time there would be a violation. Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's both, but we got to start somewhere so I can show you how easy it is.
Okay.
So we can use the water. Either you're going to give me that without trying to give me that. Are you thirsty? Have you tried? However, or you're going to want to know if this is your water or figure it out. But it's if not quick, then we got to move on.
Okay, I'll give you try to give you the water.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Hey, bro, do you want this water?
I don't need it. You want to give it to me? I have water.
Oh, you have your own water.
Yeah. And if I don't have it, I'll just get it whenever I want.
Yeah.
You don't want it? You don't want it anymore? Do you not want it?
Did you want this one or?
No. I have. Do you want to give that to me for a reason? You want to give me that water?
If you
Want it extra? I mean, I know you have one, but if you
That's it?
yeah, I mean, it's not a.
it's not a good example.
Yes.
I know.
It's just so lame
Yeah.
that you guys don't know what to say. Don't worry about what to say. Look inside and why you can't speak. Why is that like not even a problem here? Right? Because you're not going to look to see what chicken shits you are. That's why. It would be too much to realize, right? That you're that weak. Right? Think about it. Because I can trace where that comes from. I could be wrong. Okay, but I'll be close probably. So that comes from nothing more than being insecure as a person. Nothing else is happening. Why would you give a fuck what another guy is saying to you? Why? And if you don't like that, move away. If you can't because it's social, it should make sense. Even hanging out, you know what I mean? We don't have to keep talking to each other, right? And if you do, I can deflect and deflect and deflect, but I didn't come out to talk to you.
Yeah, it's
I see it. It's just it's deflecting is where what I'm learning. You could say it's a deflected.
But you don't even need to, because someone trying to give you something you don't want, you're not going to take it, okay? And someone trying to take something from you, if I pick it up, the moment I pick it up, I go, are you wondering if this is your water? Is that what you're asking me? The moment I think I know what it is, I'm going to have to call it. And if you go, no, I'll go, okay, are you sure? And then I can say, it is or it isn't, or have you burned in hell because you lied, and go, okay.
yeah, I see.
And you still don't know.
Yeah, I see the weakness is
Not calling it out because
But why wouldn't you call it out?
because of the weakness.
it's a weakness.
What is weakness? What's
If the
what,
For the conflict.
confrontation, there'd be some confrontation.
what kind of confrontation, though? What would be confrontational about that?
You'd
Be
be
calling. I would be calling out the person's true intention, like what they're really saying behind. Let's say the water.
If you're either going to be right or wrong.
correct.
If you're wrong, it will be solved right there.
Totally.
And what if you're right?
Then
That's where I would see the confrontation, though. Like
You should have a confrontation with your enemy who's trying to break you. I thought you were a man. Try to break me, I'll break you. Jesus said, turn the other cheek. Sure did. I'm not Jesus. I'll break you. How's that? If you're my enemy, speak the fuck up. If you're in the car, if you're in my room, if you're wearing my girlfriend's bodysuit, right? If you're the enemy, speak the fuck up. Hurry up. Why? Because I know what an enemy is. It's evil. I know what it does to me and my family. And it does not, it doesn't have a welcome seat around me. How's that? It has to sneak in and hide or attack. Now, if it's my enemy, you're a man. Right? Soldiers, enemy. What enemy? That's why these are words. They go, well, that's not my enemy. That's my friend. Well, then call out the intention and you'll see. And if it's your friend, it will be a friend. And if it's not, it'll be an enemy. But to sit there with it is weird. Okay? All right, what else?
Clear.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Next. I don't know why something in me wants this to be more fun. Probably because I have fun and it's not fun. I always have fun and it's not fun. So I don't want to do it. Okay, anybody else?
Anybody else online, just raise your hand.
It's okay. We could have some fun.
Power on. Bluetooth.
Hey, don't just speak.
Bluetooth.
Don't just speak because you are going to speak right now. Okay? Because you think it's dead time and you have something to say and you're going to sound spiritual. Don't do it. Don't do it. I caught it. Don't do it. If I'm wrong, but don't do it because I'm not wrong. Are we ready? Are you ready? Jose's going to session over there.
Arizona sky, burning in your eyes.
All right. Jaime, what's up? We got live audience. Jaime, aka Don Aroma. What's up?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Here's Jaime. Jaimito. Little Jaimito. Right? I keep seeing that dragon when I see you, Gio. That's cool.
Really?
You literally look like it. Whoa. 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 Blasphemy. Okay. What's up, Jaime? What's happening?
Oh man, I was talking with Gio and Octavio yesterday. Last night we were. I think after we had the conversation with Bethany,
Yeah.
and I asked this question. I told him, "How do I become righteous?" Because I still have lustfulness
Yes.
in me.
Yes. I know the answer because I overcame it. You follow the way Jesus acted in the New Testament, literally. Like you go through it and you see where you're failing, then you go, and that is where you need to be now. Right? I'm serious because you can't overcome any other way. Right? And there is a thing called prayer. Okay? Let me read you guys a message from somebody. Where are we at? All right. So I know somebody who has a tumor in their brain or something, and they're dying. Okay? It's a young girl. And we're like kind of like pen pals, you could say. And this is yesterday. She says, "Good morning." I go, "Good morning, love. How are you feeling?" She goes, "My stomach has been hurting like the past couple of days, and I just don't know what to do." I said, "Have faith and do things that bring you joy." Doctors haven't been able to help her at all. They keep telling her she's dying. Okay. Every time she goes to the doctor, she comes back with, "It's bigger," or "Now you have less time," or "Take this medicine." It's been like that since I've known her for a couple of months, right? So I said, she goes, "My stomach has been hurting like the past couple of days, and I just don't know what to do." I go, "Have faith and do things that bring you joy." I mean, that's what I would do if that was in that situation. I would still do things that bring me joy, whether I was dying or not. And I would still have faith that it's going to be okay, because any other formula would be stupid at this point, right? If we're going to die of brain tumor, okay, and that's what it is, and it hurts, then you know what? Go do what you enjoy. How's that? You don't have that much time, right? You're not going to hurt anybody, right? Enjoying doesn't mean killing people, right? Do it. You use all your money, eat all, whatever the fuck you want. You might be surprised what will happen after that, okay? Live in joy because she and others live in fear and doubt. Those are diseases of the soul. They call it stress kills. Okay? Have faith and do things that bring you joy. She goes, "Have faith, ? Like in God, ? I said, "Who else would you have faith in?" She says, "No, I'm just saying I don't really have faith in God. And I get everybody's different. I used to, Trust me. So that's called Satan's game. And everyone that I talk to about God who really can't stand God now always starts with, I really believed in God. And then he let me down. Or this happened, right? Seriously. Me too, also going through my life. But I always knew. I always knew I wasn't right. So I never really held it. I would just mouth off like you would mouth off to your dad. Like, well, if he loved me then, right? Right? Yeah, I know he cares, but if he really did, so fuck that. Like it was just like new, right? No, I'm just saying I don't really have faith in God. And I get everybody's different. I used to, trust me, I used to pray. Now I just stopped because no person can go through everything that a person can go through and still believe that there's a God helping them, putting them on a right path. Because I don't believe that you have to be sexually abused and hurt and abused and all these things growing up. And I don't believe that God would let that happen. I don't believe if God was almighty, I don't believe that he would let that happen. I get that he puts you on a path that he knows, that he will never put anything in front of you that you're not able to handle. But it's really hard to have faith when everything that happens is negative and bad. How sad, huh? I mean, that's really devastating. It's not that she just has an experience. She's also has a tumor and dying. And she's sick every day. Right? It's that plus that, or that plus this. So I answered her and I said, you're looking at it upside down. And you never prayed to God correctly. You're welcome to call me anytime, and I'll show you how he is already watching you and has been taking great care of you. But you have made so many decisions that have taken your soul by the darkness of evil, and that's all it is. Easily defeated. She says, I think that's where me and you were going to have different opinions. I said, you're welcome to keep the hell you're in. Just be fully present and observe the kingdom of heaven I live in. God gave everyone a choice, and suffering is not for the children of God. Now, did she go through all that? Yes, that was very evil. You know why? Because whoever did that to her didn't know God. See that? If you believe God is real, you're going to go abuse children sexually and all that? Obviously, that's evil. So she was a product of evil. Growing up in evil. Still believing in God. Still believing in God in this conversation, just so you know. I can tell. So that's true faith. Now, I didn't tell her because if I did, it would be the wrong time to do it. I know this. I know God's watching over her because I met her on a Facebook dating app. Okay? And the first thing she said to me is, I looked you up, you're a cult leader. Right? I just want you to know, I'm going to have nothing to do with you. I read you guys the message. I looked you up, you're this and that. No, thank you. That's how it started. I just answering whatever came up as it was right. It led into, within a week, me realizing she had a physical illness, right? When I realized what that illness was, from that day till today, except for a short period of time, I'll tell you why later, from that day till today, ready? I bought her breakfast every day. Every day. She needed medicine, I bought it. She wanted weed, I bought it. She wanted chicken wings, I bought it. I asked her, I said, if you ever need a ride, I got it. I said, if you want to come visit me, I'll get you here. She says, I can't really get up and move, really. I said, whenever you want me to visit you, tell me, I'll come. Ready? During this time, her reactions to it, because I haven't seen her or nothing. Okay? It's been months now, like 2 months. During this whole time, she's so thankful. You don't have to. I want to. I've also, every day since that day, except for that short period of time, every day I've checked on her. Morning and night. Amongst everything else that goes on in my life, right? You got all that. Then she messaged me this a little while ago. Check this out. Oh, the phone changed. I got a message that said, hey, by the way, I want you to know, listen to this. I'm going back on the dating app. Okay. And that this is not going to work. Okay. All I've done is ask you how you're doing, support you, and we've sexted, but for you, not for me. Because that experiment we did in the beginning, right? When I asked that man, who would you spend time with? The second batch, that's what she looks like. And he knows, he's seen it. So you would say, then why would you be on a dating app with her? Because this is how I do dating apps. I like them all. So I get guys, transvestites, monsters. And if it's a woman, I'll start, no matter what. No matter what. Let's see where it goes. So this one, being that experiment, has supported this woman for 2 months. Then she messages me and says, it's not going to work, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay. Have a good day. Got it? That was a short period of time that I didn't send her any money or message her. Some time passed, and suddenly she came to my mind, and I knew it was the right time. I said, how you doing? She came back, started talking again. I re-engaged the support again right away, up until present time. Right? Now, this woman tells me God's not taking care of her. Yeah, but do you get that God's taking care of her? Do you know the footprints in the sand? A man dies, and when he goes to heaven, get that cursor off my face, please. Thank you. A man dies, and he goes to heaven, and as he's walking, God says, let me show you your path, right? Your path is in this beach, and you'll see that every time you were walking, there was a footprint next to you that you didn't see. It was the spiritual world. Your eyes were tuned to this. I was walking with you the whole time. And then he get to a point in his life where it was the most devastating part of his life. He was going to kill himself. He was sure of it. He had lost everything. And during that part in his life, he stops. He's surprised. He says, but here, there's only one set of footprints. Why have thou forsaken me? Why did you not walk with me during this time? And God said, during this time, I was carrying you on my back because you couldn't walk. This is her story. This is the time, right? Where I know she's running out of money because she can't work. Money comes in from wherever little government things that can happen that she's been able to do or people helping. There's no work. Got it? At all. She's stuck in bed and she's going to talk to the most handsome man on the fucking planet and sext him. What the fuck? Also, she's going to get fed, checked on, told if you need anything, I got some friends, we can be there, right? She's going, where is God? But she's not even alive. Something is carrying her and feeding her and calling her and talking to her about God. It's not coming from a man who's doing that to have sex with her. If she wants to have sex with me, I will have sex with her, and she knows that. Physically, it wouldn't match up at all. You understand? But sex is for the girl. She knows. If she wants, sure, why the fuck not? So, God's even taking care of her sex. Medicine, food, counseling, right information. And she has this link and has come on and watched. Right? And this woman thinks that there's no God. Okay, well then, what the fuck are you doing talking to me right now? First time, I'm a call leader, never. And then we go. Second time, you know what? I don't want to talk to you at all. Okay, great. Here we are again, still going there. Okay? That's crazy, right? But what, so you're like, why don't you tell her that? It wouldn't be right to tell her that. We'd be in an argument. She can't hear it. It's right there. Okay, now, at the right time, it will happen for sure. Okay, all right. We have 18 minutes. Anybody online want to talk? Isn't that cool though? Right? And it's just happening effortlessly, like drinking water. What am I supposed to do? I'm do what I do. Everything should be effortless. There it is. Okay, anybody else? Okay, cool. How about here? Let's wrap it up then. All right, we're going to wrap it up today. I mean, it's a very serious subject, right? I get it. I guess maybe that's what it's supposed to be, but it's not fun. It should be fun. I don't understand that. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Phoenix.
Hey, Raj.
Hey, man.
Just a confession, really. Been feeling really dark lately and struggling to get back to the light. So I'd just like to confess that right now.
Yeah, well, let's try this, okay? Look to see if these words make sense and something comes up, and you don't have to share it at all, but just say yes, something came up or didn't, okay? Where did you recently lose your honor as a man? Where did you act dishonorably according to your own personal code of ethics? Does something come up for you? Okay,
I
so I
won't
got
mention
that
it,
from,
but yeah.
yeah, I got that from L. Ron Hubbard and Ethics Technology, right? And so normally when that happens, I could correct it quickly by looking and going, somewhere I acted dishonorably and it allowed a sickness inside my heart. And so once you spot it, right, you look right there at that moment, something in that moment, like what he was talking about, the word suppression, now I could use it, okay? Something in that moment in the environment was exerting some sort of very negative pressure that would make you go unconscious just enough to act out of your own personal character. And normally, if not 100% of the time, it's another person. And normally, it's another person that occupies the mind or heart inside of us more than they should. And then they give a look, a comment, even a compliment. Oh, you grew your beard? It's cute, but why? It looks so good. No, I like it. I like you both ways. But what made you decide? Shut the fuck up, Venom. Jesus Christ. Right? What is that? So once you spot it, first you find your own moment that you acted wrong. Now, if you're a righteous man, you don't act wrong. If you act wrong, you went unconscious. I've discovered during that moment, well, I haven't discovered that. In that suppression tech, it's a person normally. If it's not, I would tell you what the next thing would be. But since it looks like you spotted a person, once we find the person, everybody, then we look to see, ready? This is what's really, really cool. And it takes a lot of depth to go in, okay? Once, listen to this. Listen to this. This is from L. Ron Hubbard, and it made all the difference in the way I applied my ethics to my life, okay? Once you spot who it was that was able to darken you. Sultan, are you listening?
Yes.
Your next action to get it right, ready, is to find out what you have done to them that you don't want them to know. or what thoughts you're holding that you don't want them to know. What actions, what thoughts or feelings. Something in you about them and the negative is allowing it to come in, because a man with no wound in his hands can take poison. There's a wound in your heart on that person that you've done to them, everybody. This is why people can't get anywhere, because you cannot get hurt. That's what I'm like, what? A man said, what? You just, what? It doesn't make sense what you're saying to me. Oh, here you go, Sultan. You have committed evil against him in your heart, and you know it. And for that reason, he can hurt you.
That's the question on that.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at that,
Yeah.
if the person,
Yeah.
if the, let's say there was no evil, like I had no negative thoughts about them, right? Like when I first met them, let's say I met them 5 years ago, right?
All right.
And I had no negative thoughts or anything about them, like, you know, they're just someone that was around, I like them, whatever. And then they committed an act against me.
If it hurt you, you did something.
If it hurt me,
If that moment was not handled by you, you have a crime against him.
I see. That's what I was trying to get at. So yeah, there are crimes against the person. Yeah.
Are you just saying that, or you spotted that there was? Are you saying there should be, or there is?
No, I'm saying that there is, because
There is.
But I didn't see it as a crime, because if we're both neutral towards each other, right? And the other person, let's say, steals $10 from me.
Shouldn't hurt you yet. It should be. Did you steal $10 from me?
But that's the thing. It wasn't handled. So
That was a crime against you. You at that moment had something.
yeah, I see. I didn't see that. Now I see.
Do you see what you had?
Yes.
There it is. Nobody can be hurt. If they are, they're hurting others. Okay? Judge not, lest you be judged yourself. That's why when you point a finger, point right back at yourself first. Okay? Don't cast the first stone. It's just like that. It's so easy to go say, that person, you know, did this and they were rude. They said that. I understand all that. My question is, why are you suffering for it? It sounds like they should be suffering for it. You're stating how someone acted weird. So I can guarantee you, if they act like that, they're hurting, because that's fucking weird. But why are you hurting? Why didn't they walk away with their own curse amplified? What happened? And you'll see that every time you have actually committed a crime against them. Right? And once you spot that, you have to take responsibility. Now, should you go confess? No. You confess to a proper preacher in the proper place, or talk to God. Right?
So
Your confessions are not for other people. That's weird. They're not just to hear your confession. They're judges. They're lawyers when they hear it. They'll use it against you every time. Every time, because you have to be righteous to hear confession. You understand?
Instead of confessing
to them, instead of confessing.
You can confess, not to them.
Right. So instead
of confessing to them, you'd confess to, like, let's say, a preacher or someone that would hear it.
I would be able to take it easy.
Right.
Yep.
So
For that person, would you see if it comes up again? Like, let's say that same thing keeps happening, right?
It wouldn't happen after that. If the confession is done right, I bet it wouldn't happen again.
I'm confused. Okay, because if I'm confessing to the preacher, let's say,
That person would change.
the person that you're
confessing about,
they would change.
if I confess to,
You try it. I'm willing to do that experiment. If I get a true confession, that person would change. And you're like, what the fuck does that mean? It was never them. You're not hurting because they said that. You're hurting because you had something in your heart. That communication won't be the same the next moment after you can't be hurt. So that situation won't happen. Something will happen. They may say those words, but that problem won't be there. So that means that person is going to be different to you. Does that make sense to you guys? It's pretty advanced physics here.
Super wild.
Super wild, wild. Sultan doesn't get it yet.
No, I'm seeing it.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah,
I know what that is, bro. That's your little spaceship that goes in and out. Like a tongue. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I want to say what it is, but I'm not going to say it here because
No.
it's not.
You should. You don't
But I
even
could,
say it.
yeah, I'd like to say it to you later. Yeah, I'd like to say it to you later
That's right.
because I understand I get the concept. I'm just
Yep. That's why
I don't disagree. I'm just trying to get it like I get what you're saying. Like by let's say I have hate against that person, right?
Yeah.
By me,
Against me, that's it. Then what?
well, if it's against you, then
I'm that person now.
Okay, if you're the
But-
person.
if that's the person, and I go to the preacher
Yeah.
and I say, look, I hate this person because he has a Ferrari and I don't have one,
Yeah.
and I don't think I'll ever get one.
Yeah.
So I hate him for that.
Right.
And every time he brings up his Ferrari or he asks me if I'm going to get one,
Yeah.
I answer his question, but I fucking hate him afterwards.
Right.
So
You don't hate him. You for not having a Ferrari. You admire him actually. You're his fan. You're a fangirl. I would say.
yeah.
Does he know you're a fangirl?
Right example. I wish I could give the example.
It's the exact same example no matter what you do. That was it. That's the example. A Traveler no true. He's got tentacles like me. It's the exact same example for sure. So let's just say it is that. Then what? How would you answer that? How would you answer that? I would say you're actually his fan. You're his fan. You admire him. And that's all that's going on.
Yeah.
I would say, child of God doesn't feel jealousy. He sees the toys available to him.
This thing is the example is not jealousy. So
Person could be 10 feet tall with a tail. It could be the person glows in golden light or has your girlfriend or wife. The example doesn't change exactly that. Exactly that. Now, if the person is not a good person during the confession, that's not a good person. The company you keep is going to fuck you up. No longer, son, I forgot your confession. You're not to hang out with those people anymore. There's the preacher's answer now. Now, if he listens, he's done with that because they were bad people. But if he's good people, then I would say, oh, no. You were looking at it upside down. You thought you were jealous of him. But if you look deeper, every time he came, you lit up, then darkened, not darkened and light up. The initial was like a star, then that. There was a second motion, not a first motion, a second motion. See that? The second motion is the devil coloring your eyes so fast, right? The first motion of the man who is jealous of another man is admiration. He can't spot it though. You saw that?
Yeah.
He's fast. It's right, like you look at the guy, you go, I fucking hate that. It happened right before that. Then it became the story, so you couldn't see that, right? Then you committed a crime instead of walking up to him and go, bro, you see me do this to people actually. When it's genuine and when it's fake, I do it. When it's genuine and I give this compliment, everybody glows, the person humbles. If I go compliment an angel right in front of you, an actual winged angel, if I meant exactly that admiration, the angel would humble. He would say, everything I have, you have also, or I'm here to protect you, or thank you for your righteousness for seeing me. Can you see that? If I truly gave it to him. Now, if I was doing the same thing with a demon, a dark angel, wings too, cool, good demon, meaning what? Good at being a demon. That's his job. He was created for that. Better do a good job, dude, when I'm around. Don't care. Do your work, man. I didn't give you your work. I didn't make you a demon. Somebody else did. I'm doing mine. You're doing yours. We're playing chess. Be a good fucking opponent for me, please. I don't take this shit seriously. I'm with God. Let's play. So now I'm going to go to a demon. I'm going to give the same compliments. And everyone's around. And they've seen both. To the demon, to the angel, who's a giant man, I go, bro, whoa. Look at this guy. You're a fucking giant. And people get it. To the demon of that giant, you see me walk up, go, whoa, look at this guy. You're a giant. Look how big this guy is. He doesn't have that sensation as the other guy. And I am still giving it to him, right? But I'm not admiring him. But because I'm righteous, he is going to start twitching in front of you and stuttering. He's also going to compliment me like the angel, but he'll be shy about it, not a man. You'll see that big bow. You can. But an angel wouldn't do. If you were standing there as guard, let's say the front of the club for the first time, and a man came up and said, "You're a handsome, strong blow," you wouldn't go, "Wow, bro, you know, you too are around." You'd be on post, and you look at him and you say, "Thank you, thank you. What are you good at?" Or something. You would feed him back. Or what are you here for? Oh, in there. All right, go tell him that you spoke to 45, and I gave you a check. No. Go find that guy. Tell him that. Free drink on me today. Next. You don't become a girl, right? So you're not. You wouldn't be here, right? Yeah. So you actually have only admiration, even for your enemy. You just know the enemy's skill is evil, right? And you're better than him. But you even admire the enemy. If he's good, they're not that good. Your friends are good at it. Your enemy sucks at it. I'm looking for an enemy every night to play chess with me in this game outside when we go out. That's what I go do, right? Come on, is there no one else, right? So your whole situation, which is not a situation, should be fully resolved, completely resolved, and you actually don't have to do anything about it. You've been looking upside down. You're not that guy, dude. You're not a jealous, insecure fucking guy. You're not that for sure. It's a second thought. It's a comparison of if my girl sees him, or I can't have him around that, right? In my opinion, you're the most handsome guy I know here. I always have him right next to me. And I always introduce any girl to him first. You understand? I look like a gremlin next to this guy when we're in field. Good. So they could see how handsome I really am, actually. That I could stand next to him with my freedom and power and joy and love and have a good time. Right? I say to them, look at how handsome he is. Look at that. He's above your league, right? Or he's handsome enough to talk to you. Finally, someone here, talk to him. Everyone's too ugly for him. I've never done that and a girl not be attracted to me, right? Good, because I admire that. And that's obviously not my character. So I shouldn't try to be ever handsome. And he should never be a demon. Why? He would look gay and stupid as me trying to have a handsome face standing out there next to him. You know? Now I got to measure height and face and, okay, I'll just measure balls. And they're big. Right? So we only have admiration for each other, actually. And if anytime you feel anything else, just stop. Because you ain't no bitch. I keep saying that to you. The real bitches run when I say that. Right? The guy's not a bitch shows up and says, I'm not that, though. But he's right, man. I'm that. I'm being that. Right? That was me. All the way up to that. Right? I'm like, I'm not, but I'm not afraid. So why am I afraid? Right? Like I'm truly fearless and I'm dangerous. So why aren't I fearless and dangerous? Yet everybody thinks I'm fearless and dangerous. And I know I am, but then why do I have fear? And I don't think I'm willing to go all the way. That's dangerous. I think I'm going to pull back in the last second, like I always do, martial arts or business or women. I'll make them fall in love with me, but just not all the way. In fact, I'll tell them how I do it, which is what I would tell every woman I picked her up at some point. And I see why. That was the righteousness. That do you get the first time I would do it in front of you guys? Do you know I was doing that? And I would say, remember, are you okay with that? Do you remember I did that with all the girlfriends at some point? Do you see that? Because when you're righteous, you're righteous. Now the devil and all his deception and all his minions everywhere would try to take that righteous moment and say things like, you're embarrassing her, you're showing off to your friends. But then when I become fully righteous, I go, no, like that. I was never jealous of my friend originally. I wanted to be like him. That's different than I want him destroyed. That's don't covet thy neighbor versus love thy neighbor as yourself. I wanted to be him. That's neighbor as myself applied right there. Now, once you recognize that something evil in you has been actually trying to prevent that relationship from happening, it tells you how powerful that relationship is. As we see with Angel and AZD and Zothis and AZD, right? Everything would say, get rid of these nasty motherfuckers. And you would have the agreement of the group right now to do it. Remember how many times, night after night, day after day, you and I had the thought, this dude shouldn't be here anymore right now. Right. Good. Well, I kept doing this. Right. And suddenly they can be anywhere I am and I want them around. Even if they get dark, I'm not going to let them get dark. I see how valuable they are to me. And just like the devil can deceive, but if there was a time and the battle of good and evil was real, and these were real angels and characters, and there were gods. I don't want to do the Bible for you right now, but I can. It's in there. You're not reading it. He assembled the gods. It's in Genesis 6 something. Go to Genesis 6. Watch. Here we go. And we'll end with this. And Hannah's here, so I got to go soon.
Thank you,
Okay,
Raf.
I'm wrapping up. Hey, thank you for saying that, brother. By the way, your what you said. I know you, and well done. Okay. Read Genesis 6. Where does it start? Watch this. Now this was fun. Now it got fun. Who's got it? Anybody? Yeah. What does it say? Go. I could be wrong. I was about to say, let me tell you what I was about to say. He assembled the gods around him. And I'm going to if it's that, I'd like to see for you what it says there if you weren't going to try to make up some other shit besides what it said. What does it say?
Is it the beginning of Genesis 6?
Genesis 6, just whatever that is. What is that?
Chapter 6, Genesis 6.
I don't know. Read one.
Genesis 6.
What does it say?
Chapter 6 is, and it came to pass when man began to multiply.
No, before that. So is there another 6 before that in Genesis?
Chapter 1, 2. Oh. And God said, let there be a firmament.
It's in the very beginning of creation somewhere, I think. Genesis.
Adam and Eve, his wife.
No, before. This is right before God decides to make man. Genesis.
In the beginning, God created heaven and earth.
No, hold on, okay? I'll show you. It's not Genesis 6, it's some other 6. I'll find it for you, but you've heard it before, okay? Basically, it says that God assembled the gods and said to them, you got it? Go.
Yeah. He to achieve this, he is gathering to himself a vast assembly from every nation, tribe, people, and tongue to praise to praise the glory.
No, that's not. No, God is about to make man. Okay, he's about to make man, and you'll find it. I'll find it for you, for sure, by tonight, okay? And he says, he gets the gods together, and he says to them, in plural, he says to the gods, let's make man in our image. And then it becomes singular. And he says, then God made man in his image. There's a assembly of gods that have been shown to you, from Zeus to all of them. All of them. It's being misread. It's over and over. God had a whole crew with him. But he was the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. He was the most powerful. He ruled the IMC nation of his crew, and he would get them together and say, let's make this event in this image. Then he made it in his image. And then he told all his angels, go out there and do this. And remember, there's the other side, the other guy. There's another army known as demons and all kinds of shit in here. And if you read it for what it is, that's where up as above, so below comes in. God had many children. The angels were his children. Then he made man and put him above angels. That's where the angel got fucked up, one of them. He's like, what do you mean? God plays a game of creating. The aliens, they were created by what God? I don't know. But God, the creator, plays a game by creating his own creations and having them go and do it there, then do it there. Because the act of doing that is the creator's reward. All glory to the Lord. He has a lot of children. Then he puts man above them. Then there's a battle. You have to read it like that. So in that sense, just like the great deceiver has deceived the world, right? God can also play that game. And people say, why doesn't God just come and destroy the whole thing? He made man in his image. And the one image of us different than any other animal is we can decide and look around and make a choice. Okay? And for God to make us in his image, that little bit of intelligence has to be there. But not enough to go gather all the information of the apple tree, which the devil gave, or whatever. Satan is not one. The devil, these are roles and positions and titles. But people bunch it all up. You know, if there's aliens, and there are, they're also made by God, or they're God, and there's gods. And I said before, the Quran has a God. Now I know as of last night, it's been revealed, I know exactly what's going on. There's a battle, guys, okay? There's a physical world and a spiritual world. Exactly as this is above. It's just done in a spiritual realm. Those are not these eyes. That's called the third eye. We could go through all the different places. That world is real to shamans and yogis and priests and the monks of Tibet and martial artists. They live in that world. So they look supernatural in this world. You get it? So God also can play chess with the devil. And I'm that guy who's going to play chess, right? I'm here for all the devils, right? Bring them. I know what they know and better than them. I'll keep defeating them. But I'm a righteous man. I'm following the Lord in this book. By the commander, Jesus was a commander. When he came back down, he came down as a commander of a fucking monsters and shit. So I, as a Rosh Nibazar on earth, choose to live my life as a Rosh Nibazar on earth, following this book and what it says, and being one of the people who that commander, messenger, prophet, shepherd, whatever anybody you like to call him would be consistent. I'm playing my life and interacting with you and everybody else as if this is 100% true. So call me Christian or not, I don't care, right? I'm doing that. It has changed my life better than anything else, and it's real to me, and it's different than the way you read the Bible, and that's why I can actually help people with it and not curse them. So I would love to tell the story to you one day of the story that I read in that when I read it. But you've been living that story with me, and the results are miraculous, literally miracles. And nobody who's ever had any sort of dark book has been able to defeat me in anything. All right? Now it's fun. So I'll see you guys later. Hey, thank you guys for coming. See you tomorrow. Close.